without further ado, here's the latest from your holiness, the one and only Max Keiser. He says Bitcoin price will soar to 500,000 in a jiffy. And let's break it down. Here's the latest from the high priest himself. That's right. Let's start with his tweets. Nature hates a vacuum, and so does money. The vacuum from 98,000 to 500,000 is gaining suction. Like a pneumatic tube, Bitcoin price will whisk away to that price in a jiffy. Can I get an amen? Let me know if you agree or disagree with your holiness, Max Keiser. He also points out something I find fascinating, and I always quote this. Everything goes to zero against Bitcoin. Here's an example of Ethereum. The first time Bitcoin hit 100,000, Ethereum was at 4,000. Second time Bitcoin hit 100,000, Ethereum was 3,900. Third time Bitcoin hit 100,000, Ether 3,700. Fourth time Bitcoin hit 100,000, ETH was 3,400. Fifth time Bitcoin hit 100,000, ETH is at 3,000. The sixth time Bitcoin hits 100,000, ETH is at 2,700. Let me know if you recognize any type of pattern going on here. And some other recent quotes from Max Keiser, which I'm happy to share with you. There's one here I had loaded up. If he understood Bitcoin, he'd understand the futility of this advice, and he's referencing Trump when he spoke earlier. Trump said, quoting him here, "You better go out and buy stocks now." And Max is ultimately saying that's awful, dreaded advice. I mean, if you're smart, you just go buy the Bitcoin. And I couldn't agree more with the high priest right there. Shout out Max Keiser. I had the privilege of hanging out with him earlier in the year in Bitcoin country, and I'm looking forward to his next event, which is the Max and Stacy Invitational, which will take place in January of 2026. Tickets are now officially on sale as of May 1st, and I will be there. So if you want to meet myself and a lot of other of our fam who are going to be there alongside Max and Stacy and the Bitcoin OGs, I encourage you to cop your ticket as soon as possible. But I digress. Max Keiser, the former financial journalist and also host of the Keiser Report, who has been responsible between him and Stacy for orange pilling millions of Bitcoiners around the world. Keiser expects Bitcoin to skyrocket roughly 410%. Can we get a 420 from the current level? What is more, he expects it to happen quite fast, hence in a jiffy. That's right. Max addressed the crypto community with a prediction of immense Bitcoin price growth that he expects to take place in the near future. Keiser believes that money reacts to vacuum in the same way nature does. They both hate it. Nature hates vacuum, and so does money. Therefore, the Bitcoin OG reckons the pretty little bitty price will skyrocket from the 98,000 target, which, ironic enough, yesterday Bitcoin was 98,000, and today we're already approaching 103. So we are heading towards his 500,000 target in a jiffy. I can't wait. I'm also going to pull up some recent tweets from Max because I love following Max. Make sure you guys are following him on X. There's a photo with him, Stacy, Sailor, and Bukele. I mean, legends. These are the OGs of the OGs, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, let's check out some recent tweets from the Max Keiser. Stop begging makes you look cheap. Referring to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who wrote, "For stablecoins and other digital assets to thrive globally, the world needs American leadership. The Senate missed an opportunity to provide the leadership today by failing to advance the Genius Act. This bill represents a once-in-a-generation opportunity to expand dollar dominance in the U.S. influence in financial innovation. Without it, stablecoins will be subject to a patchwork of state regulations instead of a streamlined federal framework that is more conducive to growth and competitiveness. The world is watching while American lawmakers twiddle their thumbs. Twiddle me this, twiddle me that. Senators who voted to stonewall the U.S. ingenuity today face a simpler choice. Either set up or lead or watch the digital asset innovation move offshore." And again, Max Keiser ultimately said, stop begging. It's making you look cheap to Scott. And you got to respect Max. You know what I mean? Mad respect. And as shared here, the Bitcoin Magazine team accomplished the impossible. Ross was pulled from the deepest pit of hell and resurrected by the supreme act of the Bitcoin love. That's right. The man, Ross Ulbricht, the myth, the legend. He was serving 2 life sentences for ultimately founding Silk Road, which was the first decentralized marketplace, and he was targeted via lawfare. And guess what? He got pardoned by Trump. Trump stood to his word. He said he would pardon Ross. And guess what? As of today, Ross is a free man. That's right. He got, I think, freed or pardoned the day after the Trump inauguration. So mad respect to Trump for following through on his word. And for those of you who are going to be in Vegas, this is going to be Ross Ulbricht, the man, the myth, the legend, his first appearance speaking since the unlawful arrest and serving like 11 years in prison, which is mind-boggling, to say the least. Especially considering earlier I mentioned Alex Mashinsky, the founder of Celsius, just got a 12-year prison sentence, and he was a real fraudster, a $6 billion fraud, Celsius, a big Ponzi scheme. And so Ross had a way worse sentence, and Ross didn't really even do nothing to begin with. They just try to make an example out of him. It just goes to show you the way the world is. It's sickening. But anyways, shout out Max. Make sure you're following him on X. Stacey Herbert. Shout out Bukele and the rest of the Biddy fam as we continue to pump it up.